All right. Just getting my tea kind of ready over here. Welcome to episode 7 of Watch Me Build $1 Million Business. If you watched the last video, you know that I had to make a little bit of a pivot in terms of priority related to getting the coaching and community launched. We lost a client, 2 clients, and now we're probably in danger of losing a third. So that kind of is putting us in a bit of a financial situation, and I don't think that I'm in a position where I can get the new product up and running in the same time that I just don't think it's worth the risk to try to put all my eggs in the new basket on something that's kind of unproven. So the methodology itself isn't unproven. The methodology is very proven. However, I haven't really had to sell it to too many people and message it to people, explain it to people. So I've done this enough times to know that there's a learning curve that comes with launching something like this. So the other side of it is I am very against hustle and grind culture. I think that it's far more important to get into flow and to have some daily consistency with that, and that will create compounding results and fuel you and motivate you and etc. versus sitting down and grinding. So I'm right now committing to just an hour a day, but we'll see where that goes. So, all right, today let me pull up a couple things. The last video we mapped out our sales funnel. Now I need to go ahead and get this into my workflow here. So this will go to my team, and we will my project manager will get this in there, and once I get the requirements completed, then my team will help me construct all of this. So the big work that has to happen today is positioning. No. Where is that? Is this it? Okay. So I need to complete probably these first 4. All right. So what we're doing first is the journey map exercise. And the purpose behind that is to create clarity. Well, actually, the purpose behind that is to create alignment. You create alignment first by creating clarity so that you have something to measure what you're doing against, so that you know that you're always on the right path. So first thing we're going to do is the target, which is a 1 to 3 year goal. I'm going to borrow from the previous iteration and see if anything has changed. Okay. this is not the video where I'm gonna go. I am gonna have to shoot a video going through all of these and explaining them, but I'm not. I'm not going to do that in this video. I think it's more important to keep things moving. Motivation. Yep, this is still accurate. Always believe. So the target is to transition away from a wholly done for you agency to an AI business assistant platform, software platform. This will be where you interact with your own Jolly Sherpa, designed to help you manage, optimize, and grow your business. This is the motivation behind this. This is a culmination of my life's work. It was also the original idea for Jolly Sherpa in like 2012 and 2017. In 2009 and 2012, I was doing sales in the e-cig space, actually, when they were new, and I was slinging vapes in the malls, freaking people out because they would walk by and I'd be smoking these things, and eventually ended up becoming the CMO of that company, and helping to open lots of locations. But I was also one of the top salespeople, and I remember that I had my sales process down just so fluidly and so well that I was like, man, I really wish I could figure out a way to do this digitally. Basically, I had the idea for what is now the sales funnel, like the marketing funnel. I just never was able to figure it out in ways that some of the more contemporary people have, like the ClickFunnels people of the world. But then in 2017, I wanted to create a guided experience for building marketing campaigns. And I don't think the technology was quite there, nor was I quite there. But now with AI and with 7 additional years of experience, we're back. So this is something that has been like a big problem in my mind that I've been wanting to solve for 12 years. So yeah, success. How are we going to measure success? I run a product team. We have 100,000 business owners operating their business through our platform. We're highly rated on as one of the fastest growing tech companies. G2 and others rave about us. We make it simple for anyone to start and grow a business. Yes. Spend my time innovating and talking with customers and investors. I may be doing some public speaking and hosting a podcast. That is still exactly where I want to go. Celebration. I can't think of anything that would be more exciting than this. So honestly, celebration, like if your celebration can be your journey, that's ideal. But I said I would likely throw a huge party for my team, friends, family, investors, and supporters, but like an offsite one on an island somewhere. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know how feasible that is because someone's got to keep the company running, but maybe we do it in shifts. End games. This could be the go-to source for running your business. We'll integrate. So in the beginning, it's going to really be around sales and marketing, but eventually, I want to integrate it with many popular tools. You can have it learn from itself, produce industry and data trends. We can even offer merchant processing and financing. It would be really cool to have the first AI certified legal and accounting advisor. I think it could handle a lot of HR related stuff. It's not going to completely eliminate people, but operational business services is really where I could see it going, and we could be kind of the Amazon of that. Really, the big goal, the big goal is to completely, I don't know how to spell, obliterate the entry barrier for running a business. So I kind of want to like take out the MBA. Because when I come across small businesses, businesses that are either one or two people, maybe upwards of, I would say after about 15 people, usually the person running it is pretty good. Like they know their stuff. They know how to run a business, or at least a business of their size. But some of these smaller companies, these people are practitioners, technicians, inventors. They're not business owners. They're really good at whatever it is that they do, but they're awful at running a business. So if you could essentially outsource the actual business operational side of things to an AI that was really good and effective and better than you are, then you're free to just do what you do well, and produce good products and services and deliver good value to your customers. Okay, what resources do we have? Let's see. We have ChatGPT, current AI prompt templates. We also have Munch, Opus. I've got my mentor and family. I also have my coach for mindset and alignment. For technology, I have John, Ed, and Jeremy. For feedback, I have a few people on my team. I have my designer, sales guy. I have the feedback from the workshop I did. And I think honestly putting the daily rhythm of shooting these video podcasts, or whatever we would call them, I think that is also a big thing. I mean, that's a form of accountability. And also audience development and social proof. Or just proof. I guess it's not social proof unless people are endorsing me. I feel like I'm missing something else. I mean, my 24 years of experience. Gosh, I'm getting old. Obstacles. Okay, so the obstacles have changed. So the previous obstacles were, we're going to need to move fast. We're in P0, which is proof, with this version of the methodology. Not really true. Version of selling it. It is effective. I'm not concerned. I used to wonder if it would actually work, if because I wanted to make sure it would work for every business. But I think it's at a place where it's good. But obstacles. One is time. We're on a clock with well, it's time/money, actually. We're on a clock with, actually no, it's just money. We're on a limited runway with a reduced income, I guess, and sales rate, which leads to time. If we after we can run out of money if we don't make some changes. The other obstacle is probably my energy. I just traveled for 2 months, and it was a completely different headspace, and now I'm kind of back and having to kind of remanage some things for myself. So making sure that I can stay in the flow and maintain alignment and avoid work for work's sake. You know, doing these exercises, they can feel like a waste of time, but they really prime everything else that you do, so that, because what I could be doing right now is like writing, right? I could be building and writing. However, if my foundation is trash and what I'm building and what I'm writing is trash, then it's going to take me that much more time. So there's a multiplier on getting clear on a lot of these things. I feel like there are more obstacles than this. I guess my mindset, making sure that I don't, honestly, really energy and mindset are kind of in there together. All right, I need to kind of adjust how I'm sitting really quickly. All right, guardrails, simplicity. So the guardrails are basically like your non-negotiables for how you want to build your business or grow your business. Simplicity, I want it to be easy for people to understand and relate to. It needs to be effective. It actually needs to work. Innovative, I want to be a pack leader. Like, we're not copying other people. I don't pay attention to what other agencies do. Even though we're a marketing agency and that's how we're classified and that's how people would typically mentally put us into a bucket, we do not operate like other marketing agencies. We operate partially like a CMO, partially like an agency, and partially like a coach and trainer and consultant. So it's kind of everything wrapped into one. Because ultimately my goal and my passion is to make business owners successful. And there's a lot of areas that you can choose to do that in. And marketing is just the one that I'm kind of in now and have the most experience in. However, I oftentimes get to advise beyond just marketing, strategy, planning, operations, hiring, delegating, leadership, mindset. Like, it's all connected. You know, you can't disassociate any of it. So if you're looking for somebody just to kind of push buttons on your ads, we're the wrong person for you, or the wrong company for you. But if you're looking for somebody to really get in the weeds with you and, get their hands dirty and walk with you up that mountain, that's us. You know, we've done that so many times that we know the path. Or at least we know how to climb mountains. Every path is different, but it's still a mountain, if that makes sense. It needs to provide value. vast amounts of value. There should be very little fluff. Deliver what is necessary for success and leave out the rest. I want it to be jam-packed with value. I want it to be so overwhelmingly beneficial to people that they can't believe that they are getting it as cheap as they are, because it's not going to be expensive. I'm going to make it relatively inexpensive. Engagement. It needs to be educational, exciting, and entertaining. If people don't use it, it's a failure. And then action. It needs to inspire people to take action. If it doesn't inspire people to take action, then it's useless. Roles. Not super worried about roles right now. I will come back to that, but we are going to update our 90-day target. Which is to achieve 83,000 monthly recurring revenue by the end of March. That is probably not realistic. That is probably not realistic. I don't like having to reset that. Okay, you're going to watch me kind of wrestle with myself here for a second. So, every decision has trade-offs. And the value of keeping this goal as a lofty goal is, if you aim for it and you fall short, you're probably going to feel good about that if it's close. Because this is this would be amazing to hit, because we are currently we're down at 27. We were at like 40 and I was aiming for 50, and now we're at 27, possibly about to be down to like 23, and I'm going to shoot for 80. That's nuts. But if I shoot for 80 and I hit 50, I'm not going to be sad about that, because I'll hit 80 in the next 3 months. However, if I like lower the bar, it does take some of the pressure off, which is sometimes good, sometimes not good. It depends. You want enough pressure to kind of motivate you, but not enough to stifle you. So you got to kind of hit that sweet spot. Honestly, I think I would like to, instead of putting a number on it, let me think about this for a second. If we could get 2 more clients, that would put us at 30 something. And then if we could do 200. Okay, let's do some math here. Let's just say I lose a client and I get down to 23,000. Unknowns. This is what this area is for anyway. So 23K MRR, we could probably get 12 to 15 from new clients. I don't want to take on more than 2, because I want to maintain enough space to be able to continue on this path. So that would, let's do conservative, that would put us at 35. And then if I did 200 at a 200 coaching and community members at, let's say, 59 a month, which is really freaking cheap. I sell this for $5,000 at a minimum. Granted, I'm walking you through it, and I'm like doing it with you, for you, pulling everything out of you. It's like a workshop. Very intense workshop. But I want volume, so let's call it another 200 members at $59 per month, which equals about another 12K. So that would put us at, let's call it 50. Which is what last quarter's goal was. Perfect. So this is meant to be replaced by this. So we are currently at this. Why are we there? Lost a couple clients, and yeah, that's really all it is. The main objectives is to gain 2 more agency clients. Well, let's say gain 12 to 15K MRR from the agency by getting 2 to 3 clients. If we have a small one in there, then it could be 3. The other one is what has to be true to do that? Launch the agency. And then I need to optimize it along the way. The other thing is get this means I need to complete the course, establish the community, so I got to finish the product. I need to retool the sales funnel. And then I need to launch the awareness channels. So up to this point, which is going to be YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. Up to this point, this hasn't happened yet. So it needs to happen. Objective. Sorry, that was I was thinking something while trying to talk, and I didn't connect those dots very well. Up to this point, this is episode 7. I have not uploaded a single video to YouTube yet. Mostly because it just hasn't really been a big priority. I'll probably do that here pretty soon. I know nothing tactical about YouTube. So right now I'm taking imperfect action, which is a really important principle when you're starting something new. It's very easy for people to, like, the other path I could take is I could go do a bunch of research. I could go take a bunch of courses. I could hire coaches. I could buy programs. I could do things to make me feel like I'm busy and not actually do the things that are important. But I would rather take the action first that I know is the next best action to take. And then once I start posting, which I probably need to start doing here in the next week, that's immediately going to open up my brain to, okay, well, how do I optimize this? How do I make my videos better? But right now, I just need to establish the rhythm and the consistency. And once I have that, and I know that this is something I'm going to be maintaining, then I will go and backfill the knowledge that I need and the skills that I need, because I actually have something to apply it to. Because otherwise, it's just theory, and you're just mentally masturbating, and that's just just a waste of time and energy, and you're not actually making progress. The other thing is, historically, I have set challenges for myself, and I thought about doing this as a, hey, watch me make $1 million in 90 days type of a challenge. But I just don't think that that's very practical for the average person. And I don't think it's healthy, if I'm being honest. I've done stuff like this. I've done challenges. Like, I love doing things like that. But I'm really trying to maintain a level of balance, because I just really think that the whole, you got to go do 18 hours a day grinding, to get where you want to be, like, it works, but it also has a very expensive cost. I would rather be intentional and high leverage and work less than force myself to grind on something that I just don't have the energy to do, because it will deteriorate the output of what I develop, and ultimately lead me in a bad direction where instead of creating the value that I want to create, I'm now trying to cross a finish line. I'm now trying to check some boxes, and I've done all that. I've spent my whole life doing that, and it's burned me out. It's made me hate what I do, and I think it's a very short-term strategy that can produce results, but it is not effective long-term. So I want something that's long-term and sustainable, and therefore this is the path that we're going to go down. I haven't tried it this way, so we're going to see. This is part of the experiment. Do I need to do anything else for this? Yeah, I do. We do need to create some operational efficiency in the business. We need to complete our SOP index, standard operating procedures. I'm going to go back to calling it playbooks because I don't like SOP. Maybe even guidebooks. We're going to call it guidebooks. No, we're calling it playbooks for right now. Well, doesn't matter. Don't get hung up on stuff like that sometimes. Oh, and then I want my operations team to take over the financial management of the business. All right. So we've got our summit guide, which I wasn't planning on doing, but I think it's a good little exercise for you to see. Now let's move on to customers. All right. Actually, I think we move on to the core story first. So this little document I have here was something I put together while I was traveling. I went on a digital nomad retreat for a month in Crete, and while I was there, I had an opportunity to host a Skillshare, and I was like, well, this is just a good time for me to host a workshop doing what I do, but it's going to take more than one workshop. So I ended up hosting 5 and gave like 18 people access to the business hub for free and guided them all through filling it out for their businesses, because it was primarily, the people at the retreat were primarily small business owners and freelancers, um, with a few people that actually had jobs that were just remote. But so I kind of mapped out a few things. This is just like my scratch notes. Um, some feedback, what people found value in, what they didn't find value in, what was missing, what was confusing, some general ideas. Add rewards into the offer section, yeah. Break process in stages. Yeah, I need to. The reason I came here is because I just don't like this. I don't think this should be a part of it anymore. All right, but let's just go ahead and jump in. So here's my target. Success. This is what success looks like. This is a summit. These are my guardrails. So the catalyst. Yep, this is the background for which I explained earlier for this idea. The villain. Whoops. So the villain is what we're up against. But I don't like this. Okay, so I want to read through something really quickly, refresh myself. So I have this platform I use called otter.ai that I sometimes just talk to and externally process, and it creates transcriptions. And then I put the transcriptions into ChatGPT and I have it summarize things for me. So this is basically a summary. Uncommon Growth's purpose. You've clarified the purpose of Uncommon Growth as a platform designed to remove barriers to entrepreneurship for small business owners, not for startups requiring VC funding. So yes, it's for people that like are. I mean, you could get funding from it, but this is the stage that you need to go through first in order to validate that. So I don't think that that's true, but like we're gonna need to get funding at some point, to make this what I think it can become. But right now, we are just gonna go prove it all out. You could go raise money to have people invest in the idea, but I think idea investment is, I mean, this isn't 2001. It's just not practical. Focuses on individuals with enough resources to start and build their businesses organically. Yes. The goal of Uncommon Growth is to establish a growth machine, a self-sustaining system that covers its own costs. This machine will guide entrepreneurs through the entire process of growing their business from the initial idea to achieving significant revenue milestones. This is great. Thank you, ChatGPT. I've just struggled to kind of like message this in a way that I feel like is strong. So I've done marketing long enough to know that like, this isn't necessarily strong. It's not going to resonate with people. You know, you got to meet people where they're at. It still doesn't feel that way, but at least I'm starting to kind of narrow it down. But that's why we're going through this exercise, because in order for this to be successful, I need to punch people in the gut. You aim to empower individuals who may not have substantial financial resources but possess determination, time, and a strong work ethic. Money can help, but the core focus is on equipping entrepreneurs with the knowledge and skills to succeed. Yes. Content strategy. You plan to use YouTube as a primary platform for sharing your knowledge. You envision a vlog-style approach, creating videos and a Watch Me Build series where viewers can observe your process in action. Additionally, live streams will be recorded and shared, similar to what Kevin does. So there's this guy, Meet Kevin, in the stock space. I used to love watching his videos and his live streams and just like seeing in real time kind of how he thinks. I felt like that was super valuable. And I would like to provide that for people, and that's why we're here, why we are where we're at. Setting up a studio to facilitate your content creation. You just set up a studio. I mean, whatever. That's not really a requirement. In summary, your vision for Uncommon Growth revolves around empowering aspiring entrepreneurs with the knowledge, tools, and mindset required to build successful businesses. You intend to achieve this through content-driven approach on platforms like YouTube, fostering transparent educational experience for your audience. It's not just for aspiring. It's for current as well. I thought I... So I'm going to name the villain. Okay. So let's talk about this structure real fast. So the purpose of the villain is to help your audience clearly identify what they're up against. So people are either moving away from something or they're moving towards something. Just completely depends on their motivation. Usually if they're moving away from something, it's fear-based, and it can be rational or irrational. If they're moving towards something, it's desire-based, and it can also be rational or irrational. It's like this little square. I actually think I have that somewhere as a visual. Yeah, look at that. Ha ha ha. So, and I need to identify kind of which bucket my audience is falling under. So you have some people that are moving. So let me restate this again. The villain is powerful because it helps you figure out what people are up against. People are either moving away from something or towards something, right? So in this case, they're moving away from something. It can be real, which means they're avoiding a problem. So in my situation with the financial hit that we just took, that's part of it. Or it can be imagined, which is a fear. So it's not something that's actually happened yet. I really hate fear-based marketing. It works, unfortunately, very well. But it's important to identify what the actual fears are that people have so that you can still use them and talk to them about that. As long as I don't advocate fear-mongering, but I also don't want to ignore it. And the other thing is moving towards something, which is achieving a goal. If it's real, it's achieving a goal. If it's imagined, it's chasing a dream. So honestly, I'm kind of in all of these buckets. So the problem I'm trying to avoid is running out of cash. The fear is that I will run out of cash and maybe not be successful. The goal that I'm trying to reach is to get this thing launched and to make some money off of it, and ultimately set me up for building the product that I really want to build, which is chasing a dream. So there you go. So the villain here for many people is that they are stuck. So if you are stuck in proof, meaning you have just an idea, then your villain is probably... No, it's the same thing. It just manifests differently at every level. Okay, so the villain's common growth. Common growth thinking. Common growth patterns is really what it is. Which I have to define. Because you rise to the level... You don't rise to the level of your systems. Sorry. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your patterns, honestly. Woo! Let's go. So we now need to define what that is. Hold on, I need to set a timer for myself. I need to get done a little bit early today. You know what? I was going to put this in an external document. So I have my course outline, which what we're going to do is come over to the journal, drop in the course outline, toss in the date. Is this in my template? I hope not. Okay, good. Path 2.0 project brief. Oh, happy 111. All right. I need to start filling this out more. But anyway, I also have this manifesto, which was my kind of first attempt at trying to organize all the information related to the methodology. This could eventually become like a book. It's a bit outdated at this point, and rather than editing it, I think I'm just going to recompile it later. But I need to go grab the most recent version of information and dump it in the in the journal, and then I can come back and organize it better later. But right now I just need to kind of capture it and reference it. So the common growth mindset. Oh. This is why. Because I'm in the wrong one. I'm in the old one. Got it. Let's do this. Oof. Spreadsheets. Be spreadsheeting. Okay, that actually worked. Why are you doing this to me? Guess I'll classify this as an update. Oh, for the love. So, if uncommon growth is what we're trying to achieve, common growth is what we're trying to overcome. You know, you have a large percentage of businesses that fail in the first, what is it, like 2 to 10 years? It's like 70% or something crazy like that. Why? Because everyone's doing what everyone's doing. If you do what everyone else does, you're common, and you're going to have common results and common outcomes. Okay, so I guess we could maybe put that. It's patterns. All right. That's my time for today. Unfortunately, I got to cut this a bit short, but next episode, we're going to come back, finish filling this out, define our customer, define our offer, and then we will start building. So, yeah, until next time, like, share, subscribe, hit the alert, comment. Hopefully I'll know what to say once I learn a little bit more about YouTube, but until then, adios.